what's up, y'all? Snake Almighty, and I'm back with another Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 3 theory and prediction video. And today, I have a theory that explains what will lead Jukebox to either kill or even have to kill Iesha. Because during my rewatch of episode 6, I picked up on a couple clues that the show may go in this direction in order to continue the progression of the decline of Kanan and Jukebox relationship. I also have a theory within the theory that has Gerald as the catalyst for this event. This is going to be another banger, so go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel so y'all can get this fire every day. Now without further ado, let's get to it. Okay y'all, let's do it like this. With everything we already know from OG Power, as far as the dynamics of Kanan and Jukebox relationship, we all know that we were left with more questions than answers after both of their deaths. So in my opinion, the writers have done a really good job at first showing us the very relatable sibling-like bond between Kanan and Jukebox, even going back to the first episode of season 1 when they were both in the park as children. We really understand the love that they have for each other. It helps us understand why, back in OG Power, when Kanan was left for dead by Ghost, he was able to call Jukebox from another state, and she came to save and protect her little brother. Even though it was clear it had been quite a while since they were that close, they really did love each other. But at this point within the Raising Kanan timeline, we can really see they're in a way growing into total polar opposites from each other. And we also can't forget that Kanan is still responsible for causing Jukebox one of the biggest losses in her life, that being the death of Nicole, caused by the bad crack that he put in her bag. So as we get into Iesha's involvement in this theory, there is always a possibility that Jukebox's jealousy and hidden animosity for Kanan behind the Nicole incident will play a part in her reason for killing Iesha. Being that Kanan really likes Iesha, this could definitely happen. Now, for this theory to work, we will first need to understand that Jukebox, who is very vulnerable, does not understand that Iesha is a floozy and cannot be trusted. She's a bird, okay? And after the speech their manager gave them about fighting for the top spot in the group, I actually think she's stringing Jukebox along, getting help with her dance moves and things like that, right? Getting close, and probably waiting for the perfect moment to crush her, or at least make her look bad. If not, get her completely kicked out of the group. Okay? And this is where Gerald comes in. And we also have to pay attention to Iesha's movements in the club. Because Kanan, Jukebox, Ronnie, Snaps, and Pop all broke a huge street code rule by doing way too much talking in front of Iesha. Iesha seems to be an observant individual. She doesn't seem to be somebody who is not aware of her surroundings. In fact, if you go back to the scene, if you focus on her, when a lot of incriminating things are being said, she is either looking in the direction, like for example, when Jukebox is naming other drug dealers, she's looking in the direction where Jukebox is saying it. And while a lot of incriminating things are being said, Iesha is looking at the person saying it, whether it be Kanan, Jukebox, or Ronnie, right? Who now knows the names of 4 to 6 of the biggest drug dealers in Queens. She also now knows Kanan sells drugs. So, when we remember that Kanan was also just photographed with these people, when you add Gerald's obvious ambition to release a major story for The Voice, there is a recipe for disaster here, and it creates the opportunity for Iesha to destroy Jukebox, even if by accident, if she initially has no intention on doing so. So, with Gerald agreeing to do a piece on Jukebox, I think this will end up with Gerald interviewing all 3 girls in Jukebox group as an official interview for the Butter girl group. If he interviews them each individually, we know the other girl will probably straight up shit on Jukebox. I believe her name is Ashley. Super fine, by the way. I follow all 3 of these women on Instagram. Super fine, right? Right, I just wanted to say that. But if Gerald interviews them each individually, like I said, we all know that Ashley will probably shit on Jukebox. But this is how Gerald gets Iesha killed. If Iesha is just loose and not trying to hurt Juke, then all Gerald has to do is his job and ask the right questions. He may notice Iesha and Jukebox are very familiar. Marvin, who's been making a lot of mistakes this season, may even, before the interview takes place, mention to Gerald about how close those 2 are. He might even refer to Iesha as Jukebox's girlfriend, right? So if he asks her what Jukebox is like, and Iesha slips, or she just on purpose wants to ruin Juke, she could eventually talk about the party they all went to. She could even mention the name of a drug dealer that was there, that Gerald may have came across while working. And after Gerald discovered Marvin knows Dean, and it also seems like Gerald will find out who Tony Deep is, he may just release an expose about Jukebox and Marvin in order to have a more interesting story. This could also be the reason Jukebox changes her last name. And if you remember, we have that scene, or rather that picture, where there's an angry Marvin and it seems like he might be in Gerald's office or something like that. Because the article blew up everywhere. The article will blow up everywhere, leading to bad publicity for the Thomas family, causing Jukebox to be kicked out of the group, as she is viewed as a bad investment by the label or the manager or whoever, okay? Jukebox will be infuriated and may even be motivated by Rock to kill her because she knows too much, okay? It's also possible she confronts Iesha on her own. And I think she'll carry a piece or keep a knife by that point after Ronnie has another run-in with her. And she might even choose not to tell Marvin because she doesn't want to feel like she's being rescued by her dad, right? Juke could be angry and steps to Iesha. Juke also could run into her with Kanan after Kanan smashed, maybe even resulting in her killing Iesha in front of Kanan, right? There are multiple ways Jukebox can end up killing Iesha, causing Kanan to harbor further resentment for her. And after it's clear Jukebox will get away with murder, because we know ultimately if Kanan needs help of anyone in her family, they're gonna help her, right? She goes to the military during the final scenes of the grand finale.